Found this recipe in a magazine that my mom had. I don't even know what magazine it was in, Family Circle or something along those lines. But it's a Philadelphia cream cheese recipe, and I actually made it. It's a cheesecake. Uh, I've actually got it in the oven. Uh, I didn't have the cameras, and I was just cooking. I thought about going and getting it, but I didn't. I just kept cooking. Um, excuse me. I'm gonna show you a couple things. Calls for semi-sweet chocolate, white chocolate, crushed candy canes or peppermint candies, and Oreos. And you take this and break it up after it's cooled. This has been in the fridge for about half an hour, I'd guess. I'll break that up when I'm done. Uh, the recipe actually calls for Starlight Mints. I use candy canes, Christmas, you know, that whole thing. This is actually from whatever magazine it was, December 2018. But my brother's coming down tomorrow, and so I'm making this. Mom's not feeling well, but I said I'd make this for the holidays, and since my brother wasn't down for Christmas, he's coming down mid-January instead because of he and his wife's schedules wasn't possible at Christmas time, as well as Mom's. The timer has a minute left on it. I'm going to have to test it. I have my toothpick ready there. If it comes out clean, then I'll take it out and cool it. It says that this has 30-minute prep time, but a 6-hour total time. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe it's from cooling the the cheesecake itself, or perhaps the softening of the cream cheese. But I don't have my tripod, so I'm going to have to turn off the camera to check. Well, maybe. We'll see. I have 20 seconds. Well, I can tell without even sticking it that it's not done. The center of it is moving still. So I'm going to put it back in, set a timer for about 20 minutes. We'll get back. We'll come back and check it then. I just checked the recipe, and it says bake 55 minutes or until center is almost set. The center's not as set as I'd like it. I didn't do it for 20 minutes. I did it for about 7 minutes, 8 minutes. We'll check it again, get it out. I have to run a knife around the edge of it, it says.
It has to cool.
And then we'll let it cool. The cheesecake is out. Needs to cool. It got a little dark in the back of the oven, even though it was on a low shelf. I don't know, Mom's oven. But going to put it over here to cool, and then after it cools, it needs to go in the refrigerator for 4 hours. That's where the 6-hour comes into. But I'm going to set it off the stove to the side here and just let it cool. And then after tomorrow, when my brother's here, we'll break up the chocolate for the topping and sprinkle it over it when we serve it. I got the cheesecake moved to the side. The oven's off. It's cooling. And Mom just told me that I was off on when my brother will be here. It's not tomorrow. It's actually 3 days from now. So we'll delay finishing this video until then. Well, there's the cheesecake. I stripped the ring off the springform pan, and it's just covered with some saran. It's been in the fridge. These are the chocolate pieces, and they were definitely difficult to get off the pan. It would have been better on parchment or wax paper or something, but it'll still look good crumbled over the cake when it's cut. I actually really do enjoy cooking, but I haven't, again, didn't have the camera, and I don't have the tripod. But right now I'm mixing some molasses and granulated sugar to make some brown sugar. I'm making some apple crisp. I'm using a recipe that's right here in this book that Mom has, Betty Crocker's New Dinner for Two cookbook, and it's probably in the 50s or 60s. I don't know when it was printed. But I'm using that for the basis. I'm making it larger than the 2 apples. I have 6 apples in here. and I'm getting that made. Just trying to get the brown sugar made actually to go into the topping. I've done partial, but there's not enough there, so I'm going to add, or at least not in my opinion. I always think apple crisp needs more crisp than apples, but that's just me. But because of that, I'm making some more brown sugar to go into the crisp. I'm not mixing the brown sugar really well because I'm going to mix it again with the butter. So there's that. I'm gonna finish cleaning the bowl out so it doesn't have the molasses. Then I'll add the butter to this and stir it up. We'll get back to it. Well, I've got this partially mixed. You can probably see the darker spots there with the molasses. I'm gonna keep mixing a little bit and then I'll just add it there. We'll get back to it. Here's the apple crisp. I just put it in the oven. It's got half an hour to 30 to 35 minutes. This is the cheesecake served, and there it is. I actually had it the other night. I didn't have any. I have issues with peppermint, but that's what it looked like with the chocolate over the top, with the peppermint and the Oreos in the chocolate. Thanks for watching Perhaps Cooking. Feel free to share, give me a thumbs up, or subscribe.